All right, in 21 and 22, we need to sketch a graph of each of the functions. So, and then also draw a number line to represent the graph. So let's first start with looking at the equation and determining what the x-intercepts are. So if we set y equal to 0, x is either equal to 0, -1, or +5, based on the zero product property. So let's plot the x-intercepts at 0, -1, and +5. Now that we know where our x-intercepts are, we can sketch our graph by first looking at what the end behavior of the graph is. The coefficient right here is negative. That tells us that the end behavior of our graph is going to be negative. So over here, I'm going to start here with an end behavior that's negative. And then let's look at the behavior of the rest of the graph. 0 is a single root, -1 is a triple root. A triple root means that we're going to go through that root slowly. And the 5 is also just a single root passing through. So right here we're going to pass through, and right here we're just going to pass through. All right, so here at +5 I'm going to pass through. At 0 I'm going to also pass through. And at -1, I'm going to go through the root slowly. So that means here we're just going to give this kind of a bend. Oops. Rather than just going through, we're going to give it a bend. And that's our graph. The number line, we also need to put our x-intercepts down first. So here at 0, we're going to put a circle to represent the x-intercept. At +5, we do the same, and at -1. So remember, with the number line, positive behavior is shaded, negative is not shaded. So here, starting left of the -1, I have a positive, so shaded in. Here from -1 to 0, it's negative, so I'm not going to shade it. And from 0 to 5, it's again positive. After 5, to the right of 5, it's negative again. So there's our number line. Looking at 22, just a couple things I want to point out rather than doing the entire problem. When you have a root here that's being squared, that would be a bounce. So when you have your x-intercept at 1, you would have a bounce on your graph. And secondly, notice here the leading coefficient is positive. So my end behavior on this graph will be positive instead of being negative.